Hey guys, it's Max. In this video, I'm talking about the top 5 best features or best parts of the new Sony A7s2. Now, along with this video, I have another video titled the top 5 downsides or problems with the Sony A7s2. So we're not just looking at the positives, we're also looking at the negatives. So after you watch this video, make sure to check that one out as well. Now, this camera came out about a month ago, and of course, a lot of people are interested. It's the successor to the really popular A7s2, and I want to talk about the top 5 features, at least from my side. Of course, this is an opinion video, so you guys can comment below and let me know what you think the top 5 best parts of this camera are to you. Number 1 is going to be, of course, internal 4K. Now, this was a reason why many people chose the GH4 over the A7S, the original one, because it didn't have internal 4K and the GH4 did. Of course, you can output through HDMI 4K. You have to use an external recorder, but now with this newer version, we definitely have it. It looks great. The resolution is much higher, obviously. You have a lot more room. You can crop in when you're editing, get a couple different angles with one video file if you're putting out a 1080p file, and in general it looks a lot sharper. Even if you're downscaling to 1080p after you edit, it's really nice to have that internal 4K. Number 2 is going to be the 120 frames per second at 1080p. Now, a lot of people wanted to have a higher frame rate option when shooting full HD, and now we do have it. Sony is using a crop of the sensor, so it's not using the full frame sensor. So you're going to get shallower, less shallow depth of field, more in focus, and you're going to lose some of the wide end on your lenses. It's going to be more zoomed in basically when you're recording, but because they're using a 1:1 pixel readout, we're going to get clean images, no aliasing or any other image issues. So if you're a slow motion shooter, you want to shoot that 120 frames per second, we finally have it in this camera. Number 3 is the built-in image stabilization. Now, this is the third camera that Sony's including the IBIS into, and it works really well. You can finally pick up your camera, and without having a tripod or a shoulder, you can get usable handheld results. That's if you have a prime lens, it doesn't have the image stabilization built in, or if you're using an adapted lens, it still works, and it does a really good job. And if you have a lens that actually has the image stabilization inside the lens, optical image stabilization, it could actually use both to get even better results. So I'm definitely glad that Sony included this in this camera. Number 4 is the low light performance. Of course, this is a huge reason why a lot of the people switched over to the original A7S. You have that really large full frame sensor, you have the low megapixel count, you have good processing, and it makes for basically the best low light camera for video that's out there, even cameras that cost multiple times more than this camera. Now, the A7S2 has the same sensor, has updated processing, so it does have a little bit better low light, but there's nothing else that comes close to this camera. Number 5 is going to be the dynamic range. Of course, this camera comes with S-Log2, now it has S-Log3, you have the different cine profiles, but even in the standard picture profiles, this camera still has better dynamic range than other cameras like the GH4 and the NX1. You get more flexibility in the highlights, the shadows. If you overexpose an image, underexpose it, it's easier to fix those type of problems, so it's definitely nice to have the dynamic range. Thank you guys for watching this video. If your top 5 is different than mine, let me know in the comments section below. If you guys enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and make sure to check out my other video, the top 5 downsides or problems of the A7S2. If you guys are interested in seeing my full review, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on that one. I will see you guys in the next one.